So we are third, which is just unreal after 32 games. 62 points.
Doesn't seem like enough.
Well, 62 is not going to be enough, is it? But it's just amazing. Like, obviously, Man United have the game in hand, so we might slip to fourth. But I know you wanted to talk about this, Andrew, about sort of the permutations, if you like, the possibility of the top three, top four finish. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's that thing of kind of when there's a lot of speculation about it now, and the players are starting to mention it. So Joelinton talked about we're aiming for big things. I think in his interview last night, Wilson's mentioned it a couple of times on the podcast he does, and the interview he did last night, without really naming it, and Howe won't name it. But of course, it is there. And I mean, I even just struck about, like, if you look at the form table from the last 5, I know the Villa game was so disappointing, but there's only Villa and Man City got better form than us in the whole league out of the last 5, which is quite something. Pretty impressive, really. But I mean, it's that thing of kind of trying to work out how many points are we going to need, because there's, I think 71 is usually 70 points is usually enough to get fourth place.
I made this little graphic earlier just to
nice. There you go.
To put it into context. So we're currently on 62 points. The maximum points we could get if we won every game from here on out is 80.
80 points,
But if you look at the sort of orangey gold numbers on the other teams, so the only team who can get more than 81 points is obviously Man United.
Yeah.
But when you look at Spurs and Villa, they can get 69. Now, Brighton could get 73, but they've got a hell of a lot of games to play.
And they've got to play 4 of the top 5.
Yeah, that's And then Liverpool, for me, Liverpool are actually the most dangerous potential one there, just because of their fixtures and the fact that they're on a bit of a roll. But I'm not convinced they'll get to 71 points.
Well, and the other thing there is, like, that's 9 points for us, and we'll have better goal difference, I would imagine. And so,
Liverpool's goal difference is pretty good. That's the other issue. So Liverpool actually have a very good...
Do you not see us getting 10 points? That for me is a question. Do we not get to 72? I think we do.
Yeah, I agree with you, Andrew.
Yeah, well, to be honest, here are our fixtures.
Yeah.
So obviously Southampton this week.
Yeah.
We've only got 2 away games.
Yeah.
So Leeds and Chelsea, both, in my opinion, winnable games. Not easy, especially Leeds, because they'll be fighting for their lives. Chelsea, I think, that's the last game of the season, and I suspect they may well be on the beach at that point. So who knows? But I think we might be all right there this season. And then we've got Brighton, Leicester, and Arsenal. Now, for me, it's not... Obviously, you can never predict everything. But I feel like there's at least 3 wins in there, if not more. I really feel like just the way we're playing, we went unbeaten between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's at least 3 wins in there, and I don't think we'll lose many of those games, the other ones either. So consequently, we will get 10 points, I think, from at least 10 points from the game.
We could still lose 2 games there.
Yeah.
And still get enough. And that's
the point you're making is, if you look at those fixtures for the other clubs, they're not going to win every single game they play.
If you go look at Liverpool's games, they've got... I mean, okay, Liverpool or Spurs will drop points there, and that's important. They've got to play Villa, and that's a hard one.
Yeah.
The other ones you look at and go, okay. But then they've been massively inconsistent, haven't they?
I think Brentford and Fulham could give Liverpool a good game. The only issue I've got with Liverpool is they're a bit like us. They've got lots of home games and not many away games.
Yeah.
And I do feel like if out of all those teams, but apart from Man United, out of Spurs, Villa, Liverpool, Brighton, Liverpool for me pose the most threat to us.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool could win 6 out of 6.
Yeah, but
that would mean they've won 9 out of 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure they'll do that.
That's not likely.
I'm not sure they'll do that. If Spurs and Liverpool draw this weekend, it'll be amazing for us, because really it just means we have to get to 70 points.
Yeah,
and probably less. Actually.
Yeah, if Man U and Villa could draw, or even Man U beat Villa.
But the other issue, the other thing here is, people sort of forgetting this, that there's 2 spaces available, yes, 3rd and 4th. It's not just we're not fighting over one space here.
Yeah.
So, like, the chances are, Man United as well. I think they will drop some points because they're just not.
Yes.
They're not.
Well, they dropped the
firing
point
on all
last night when they
cylinders.
were 2-0 up, didn't
Yeah.
they? And they
Yeah.
dropped the point. Yeah, so.
Well, they're not going to win. I mean, if they win 7 out of 7, they'll finish third with no problem, will they? I mean, that's the thing.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing anyone can do about it. But they're not. I don't think they'll get full points from those games.
And actually, if you look at Man United, they've got to play Brighton. So the maximum points Brighton can get and Manchester United can get will be differentiated by the fact that they're playing each other. So they can't both get the maximum points.
Exactly.
So I think at the end of the day, the question is, can we win 3 games at least out of those games? And I think the answer is yes. I think we'll do it. I think it's in our hands. I think we can beat Southampton on Sunday. I'm not taking that for granted by any stretch of the imagination, because I know again this in a sort of feeling that you're going to lose a game sometimes.
Yeah. And also, let's not forget, Southampton gave Arsenal a big scare.
They did
at the Emirates last week. So although they're bottom, they've still got some fight in them. And in the Premier League, literally anything can happen. And sometimes if you have an off day, you can just come unstuck.